him up. Guys, gentlemen, if you're not doing anything, follow Bella and everybody to go line. Hi. Go line everybody up. Let's go. Chop, chop. No. And then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to
I don't know. Are you winding people up?
Well, you got to get the Yeah, I do the middle. Okay, I'll just put myself there.
Yeah, what number?
All right, so what do I do?
No, but like what?
You're going to walk up here when Skylar call your name. You're going to read it like here, and you get your like paper here, so you get to like read it. After, you need to like light up your candle. You take like whatever one and you light up with the middle one.
Oh wait, so I just grab my candle and I go like that and wait until it lights and then I
Put it back here.
Yeah, and then I'm standing here anyway, so I'll do this and light.
Okay, good.
So we're together, okay?
Okay,
so that's a big. So I think Mia goes first, Haley goes second, Iris goes there, and then Alyssa goes last. Okay. That's the order. Doesn't really make a difference. I do this.
You deal with the lighting.
Yeah.
With the fire.
Well, I do that.
You do that. Hi, Layla.
Oh yeah, wait, Misty host.
Yes.
Okay, I think
Where am I talking? Am I talking at the podium or here?
All right, let's go. Let's lock in.
yes. Oh, that's my phone.
All right, we're gonna just jump down.
They don't want to come up. Hi. Okay, wait. So. We get a little, yes. So Tammy made, I told Tammy to be some extra cookies, so I got everyone because there was such a difference. I know. I was like, I don't know if you're gonna want a pin, but I think that would work. And then share it with everybody. Now, will that come? No, because he got, I guess, the stomach virus. So like he's been throwing up since like so stay away. So it's easier that way. I'm gonna go see if John and Carolyn want to speak. I mean, Mary Coons is speaking. She's our keynote speaker. Excited. I have them, but I don't know. Like I say this class. What? John does. Caroline doesn't. John does. You do. Nick is gonna take over for Paul, and Chris is gonna help out as well. I'm trying to think what else. Yes. In about 2 minutes. 2 minutes? Yes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, so I believe it's the blue one.
I'm assuming that. Are we doing? Oh, this one? I was gonna say. That's why I tried to use.
This is where you guys can go. So you're gonna come here. Blah 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 blah. Okay, fabulous.
All right, cool.
All right, so got that? Hi. Yes. Okay, so I knew I had to change, but like this is a much better idea because if you go like this, it's contained, and all I gotta do is that. No falling, no. I know. Well, I do this, so as soon as they light it up, and then everybody goes to sound, and I go, This time it can like say a little, a little nicer. What's that? Okay, I'm not a science teacher.
Oh my gosh. So she sent an email. If they could just check the email and maybe call me tomorrow when they're back in the office.
I have you on.
Wow.
Everything I already know. No, because they didn't have it for my test. They didn't have it for my GED.
Oh, I didn't realize
They went to request. So
Okay, great.
it didn't exist.
Right. I wasn't sure when it's done. Call me back. Yeah, how many years was it? 4?
Something like that. But
Yeah, I
right
figured Right. I think it was right, like,
21?
UPK was right after COVID.
21?
Was it 21?
I think it
Yeah.
was right before I ran.
That was like,
Yep.
my birth was just before that. I was saying these are extremes. I just went from UPK teacher night to this. Oh, my kids? Like 5 years for a reason. Tells you a lot about my middle guy. Yeah.
Can't be worse than this one. That's what I kept
Yeah,
saying.
we needed a little time to get our footing.
Yep.
So I got a question for you actually, because I was at the thing. So they can only, I remember they can only use the bottom part of the playroom because they're not 5. But if a parent donated, like, you know those little plastic playgrounds that are like little tubes and it's like, is that something that they could use or is that not like
gotta be
code?
yours, yeah.
Like, okay. Because I was like, oh, if I could like give one of those, you know, just from the playroom.
Yeah.
I guess toys and stuff.
Sure, but not the playground thing itself.
Like the fun stuff. Yeah, the stuff that could blow away. All right, I figured I would ask. But all right. Because it reminds me, I'm like, oh, but those little things are so great and they love them. Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
Good, good. Hanging in there, yeah. So
All right.
everything's good. The church looks like it's coming together. Yeah, they made a lot of progress. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
I heard.
It's
Well,
Got the
it's like
really going around that. I mean, maybe you should.
oh, it is. The classrooms are
Isn't that what they want?
but
That
they're
was-
gone.
Like before COVID, they want us to shut
To be
it
fair, I
down,
kind
and
of understand why
then we
some
shut
people
down
are
for COVID. They want us to reopen it.
Whatever we do, they want
As
us to
they
do.
started,
Yeah.
like it started looking like what it's going to look like, I went, oh my god, this is just, you know, because initially you kind of see, you're like, oh, it's like, you know, it's a lot, but like the lot, the property lot. It's like, okay, what could they possibly put there? And once they started like doing it, I was like, oh my god.
I need my glasses
really gonna look
to see,
nice
so I
when
can't
it's
see
done.
anything. Well, it should. Now when I read my sheet, I have to take my glasses off, so I can't.
Yeah, it looks great.
That's not nice. Like, it's pretty much off. On the opposite, I can't see anybody. So like I have to take them off. Like now I can see the sheet. But it makes it better because then I can show. Sometimes if I get really nervous.
So it's nice. It's like a proud moment for a lot of people. Because we have so many the basketball teams in college teams. It's like you want to be able to have a space
I can't look at the
to
Like, I know.
together and gather.
That makes sense.
Everybody.
Oh, that's great. Together.
Yeah. Exactly.
Are you the stand-in MC?
Oh, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
have great. We also have a
You're gonna roast
I'd say close to 60.
You're gonna be like, well, my speech is gonna be 30 minutes shorter.
Wait, and I asked Luke.
Sadie would have
Right?
been
You're
here.
all gonna
I
get
know
like a
you.
few minutes
And I
faster.
asked Luke, and he goes, I don't know.
That's a good one. I don't think about
Yeah,
that.
right?
That
Oh,
one.
please. I think every time, John, we do something that he has to speak in.
No, she just thought he was the senior, and I said, no, Danny Donahue.
Yeah, I had a couple of
No, he's playing.
put in there.
I need to know mistakes,
no,
so that I
yeah,
need to
too.
know.
Go for
Too
it.
late now.
Get ready.
Hey guys.
Yes. Oh my God, but that's okay. There's only like always a few every year, so it's not that big of a
And he
deal.
goes, I'm already applying to school, so what does it matter? I go, oh, it matters, and you're going to write,
I know, but you graduated.
you're going to write the essay, and you're going to do the work, and he did.
But you know what? It's good for school. That's a good thing for college. You know, when he goes away to school, he's going to need that. And his mother wants him to have. Well, obviously, that was.
No, he asked me, he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, and then he didn't complain again. I was like,
He did. He
yeah.
did.
I told him he gets
Yeah.
bored.
He gets his score. Yes, exactly. That's the whole point.
Yep.
That's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
I sit all day.
I know, you just
I'm like,
I made, it was quiet at work today, knock on wood, and so like, it was so nice, I was like, I'm gonna go for an actual walk, and I get up from my desk, and I did, I'm only like 25 minutes
How are we all doing tonight?
I was like, yeah, this is like she didn't know it was the face.
All weird now, though.
It is.
Stop. And then
He does?
in the middle of the day,
You probably would if you seen this.
Annie calls.
They're not bad, and she's medication, she's fine. But, you know, she has medication for it. But when she gets herself home from work, she's like $1 million worth. So sometimes like she likes her things the way she wants to meet the band. Right. It's been tough. But whatever. Exactly. So I said to him too, I was like, she seems to have no that's what the doctor said, because I brought her in, because it started, and then it like went away, and then they have, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh great, I'm glad I made this phone, because she knew within a second, he was like, so the apartment, she didn't have her phone back, and then it's 5 right, share a bathroom, and she
No way. Like,
yeah, and they say there's well, I'm just thinking six rash will come in and out, you know, so I said to her, the 7th grade, that's her other option. So,
and she calls back my relationship.
I finally get her to do it. So I can't do it. Oh my God. So she does it, but she puts my name down. You know,
And I literally think
right.
like before she comes in.
Like, I know. And it is very, Ella was very uncomfortable with it and very sore for like around Christmas time. So, we need to have white. We gotta go. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Juliana Tempelis.
And my name's Brianna Henriquez.
And we are the co-vice presidents of the National Honor Society. To ensure the safety of the students and adults and attending indoor public events, New York State law requires the district to advise you of safe evacuation routes from this facility.
At this time, please take a moment to locate the emergency exit closest to you. There are exits on either side of the stage and rear doors. In the event of an emergency, please exit in an orderly fashion.
Also, we remind you that in accordance with New York State law, smoking is prohibited on school property or in any school building.
Thank you for your cooperation.
On behalf of the National Honor Society Executive Board, I would like to welcome you all to tonight's induction ceremony. Please welcome Ashley Fox, Treasurer of the National Honor Society, who will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Will the audience please rise? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
My name is Evelyn Caputo, and I'm the recording secretary of the National Honor Society. We would now like to welcome Ashley Ficarino to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does
that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you, Ashley.
Before we continue, please help me welcome our honored guests for the evening ceremony. From the Board of Education, President Ms. Tara Cassidy, Trustee Mr. Adam Fisher, Ms. Jennifer Perfetti, Ms. Laura Reach. From the administration, Mr. John McNamara, Ms. Carol Ann Winans, Dr. Stephanie Scolieri, Dr. Paul Gazzone, Mr. Nick Pappas, Dr. Christopher Woodman, and our keynote speaker, Ms. Mary Coons. Welcome to the Wantagh High School National Honor Society 2023 to 2024 induction ceremony. My name is Francesco Pellicoro, and I am a co-president of the National Honor Society. The National Honor Society Executive Board is honored to be inducting outstanding individuals. You shall all be proud of what you have accomplished in order to be here tonight.
My name is Emma Colaco, and I am also co-president of the National Honor Society. In order to become a member of the National Honor Society, students must excel on both academic and personal levels. In addition to earning a high school weighted average of 93 or above, tonight's inductees have documented their participation in extracurricular activities and community service projects. Students were required to meet standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Each student application was ultimately reviewed and approved by the Faculty Council. Please welcome Mr. Pappas, Vice Principal of Wantagh High School.
Good evening, everybody. If I knew I was filling in for Dr. Gazzone, I would have gotten my hair done tonight, so I apologize. I asked for three things. First, if you like Dr. Gazzone's speech, it's all in the delivery. And if you don't like it, you can email him tomorrow morning. But please, please, please do not confuse me in the future between me and Dr. Gazzone in public. I know we do look a little alike, but not that much. And lastly, I promise that this speech will be 30 minutes shorter than its original length. On that note, before I begin, I do want to congratulate all the inductees this evening. I do. Okay, all right. Okay. I do want to congratulate all the inductees this evening. As a parent of a junior in high school, this is a very stressful time in your life, so I do know what it takes to be here tonight, and to all the parents sitting in the stands in the audience, congratulations to you as well. Okay, good evening. Prior to addressing our inductees exclusively, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge the Board of Education, which is being represented here tonight. Board President Ms. Cassidy, trustees Mr. Fisher, Ms. Reich, and Ms. Perfetti. I'd also like to recognize our district administration, Mr. John McNamara, Ms. Carol Ann Winans, Mr. Cedrone, Dr. Scolieri, as well as all the other teachers and support staff, and thank them for their dedication, commitment, and ongoing support of our students. Further, when you walked into the auditorium tonight, you may have noticed a table full of treats. For that, a thank you goes to our senior members of the National Honor Society who wanted to make tonight special for the next group of future leaders. And an additional thank you goes to the 612 Wantagh Association, as they have provided refreshments for each of our inductees. So make sure you grab a little something before you leave, because if you don't, the leftovers will be going right in my office. And that's his office, not my office. I also wanted to give a special shout out to Miss Delamonica for her work with our string ensemble, as well as Miss Coons, sitting right to my right over here, for being our keynote speaker tonight. For those who don't know, Miss Coons is one of the more seasoned members of our instructional staff, not only in the high school, but the district at large. Throughout her years, she has successfully shared her wisdom with countless students who have sat where you sit now, and is the type of educator that I can hope my children get an opportunity to learn from. In fact, I recently had an opportunity to celebrate Ms. Coons. In my letter, I stated, Ms. Coons, your insights, initiative, advocacy, and collaboration in shaping school practices and supporting our vision have strengthened not only our teaching unit, but our entire learning community. And I meant every word, so when she speaks tonight, make sure you listen carefully. And of course, what would this night be without Ms. Seahos? Every year, Ms. Seahos takes on the task of being the National Honor Society advisor and performs what is required of her with the highest degree of care and diligence. She has charts, tables, systems, more tables, more charts, all for the sole purpose of ensuring that this night is special for those who have earned the right to be a part of it. So for that, Ms. Seahos, thank you very much. Additionally, I would like to congratulate all of the parents and family members who are in attendance here tonight, as this moment is not only a celebration of your children's efforts, but all of yours throughout the years. Each of you should be proud of what your children have accomplished, just as each of you should be proud of what you have done to set the table, to help them get to this point, and to understand the importance of scholarship, service, leadership, and character, which are the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, but more importantly, is what will springboard them into long-term success. Now, for you, our inductees, it is an absolute privilege to stand before you tonight, addressing such a remarkable group of young scholars. It only seems fitting that my message to you tonight reflects on the theme of our induction, which revolves around the words of one of the greatest coaches of all time, Vince Lombardi. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. For those who have visited me in my office, you may know that I have an admiration for Coach Lombardi. Hanging on my wall alongside the reminders of our bell schedule, school calendar, and a number of items that can easily be found online is another one of his famous quotes. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. I have read books on his coaching philosophy, studied his leadership approach, and carried his words into the way I live, the way I lead, and the way I challenge myself to grow each day. Coach Lombardi's message is not about being perfect. It is about the relentless pursuit of being better today than we were yesterday. It is about striving, pushing, and never settling for mediocrity. Tonight, we celebrate you, our inductees, who have already demonstrated a commitment to excellence. Your achievements in scholarship, leadership, service, and character are a testament to your dedication and hard work. But as proud as we are of your accomplishments thus far, I urge to see you tonight not as a finish line, but as a starting point for what is yet to come. Because excellence is not a destination, it is a way of life. The road ahead will not always be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of when success feels just out of reach. But as Coach Lombardi believed, the key to success is not merely talent or knowledge, it is will. It is resilience. It is the unwavering determination to push forward when others stop, to rise after every fall, to pursue your highest potential, even when perfection seems impossible. So I challenge you, chase perfection. Hold yourselves to the highest standards. Set great goals, dream big, and work relentlessly to reach them. Embrace challenges, knowing that through effort and perseverance, you will grow stronger. As you leave here tonight, carry with you the lessons of Coach Lombardi. Carry with you the understanding that excellence is not granted, it is earned. And know that I have no doubt that if you take to heart these lessons, your impact on this world will be nothing short of extraordinary. With all that said, while all of you should be proud of your acceptance, it is important to understand that with your induction also comes a heightened degree of responsibility. The motto of our National Honor Society is noblesse oblige. This axiom, which is adopted from the French, requires that National Honor Society members hold themselves not only to a high standard, but also accountable and responsible to help those who are less fortunate or are not in a position to help themselves for as long as they are a member of this highly regarded organization. Should you decide to accept your position as a member of the National Honor Society tonight, I ask that each of you live with that sentiment in your hearts today, tomorrow, and for the years and decades to come. Congratulations. And now I'd like to call up to the podium our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. John McNamara.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Mr. Pappas. I want to thank Mr. Pappas for pinch hitting last minute. Dr. Gazzone has the stomach bug and unable to join us tonight, so thank you for filling in, and I'm glad we got the abbreviated version of the speech tonight. It's my pleasure to be here tonight to welcome all of you and to congratulate our students and their families on this outstanding honor. As I'm sure you will continue to hear about tonight, and as Mr. Pappas mentioned, National Honor Society is an organization that is more than just an honor roll for high school students based strictly on scholarship and academic performance. It's an organization that is also based on service, leadership, and character. And I'm so proud to be standing before all of you this evening as you have demonstrated strength in each one of these areas. I love the theme for tonight that our executive board chose, the Vince Lombardi quote that Mr. Pappas referenced early as well. Vince Lombardi was well known for his preparation as the legendary coach of the Green Bay Packers. As a matter of fact, he focused on fundamentals. He focused on building his teams from the ground up. And he's famous for his 1961 team. He stood before them the very first day, standing before his players, and he held up a football. And he said 5 words. He said to his team, "Gentlemen, this is a football." And his point was, we're going to start from the very beginning. We're going to start from the very basics. He knew, although he had professional players, he had to start from the ground up in building his team. All of you came to Wantagh High School with the fundamentals. You put in your time at the elementary school and middle school. You focused on literacy and math instruction and joined us in the classroom with that strong foundation. And we've watched you thrive and go well beyond that foundation. And it has been a pleasure and a joy to watch that. What I think Vince Lombardi realized was that all of his players took a different route to joining his teams. They all had a different path. They had different coaches, different coaching styles, different ways of doing things. They had different success at the high school and collegiate level before they joined the NFL. All of you took a different path to get here. All of you had a different route. There's no one straight line to joining the National Honor Society. All of you have different strengths. All of you struggled at different points in time. All of you needed supports at different points in time. And no matter what that route was, we're so proud that you're here tonight before us. In looking at the quote for tonight, it also reminded me of a leadership course that I took several years ago. We were asked to read a book by John Wooden, the legendary coach of the UCLA Bruins, men's basketball coach, probably one of the most outstanding basketball coaches of all time. He too believed in the fundamentals. He taught his athletes the very first practice how to put their socks on and how to lace up their shoes. He thought that we're same thing. We're going to focus on from the very beginning the fundamentals. And he, in his book called Pyramid for Success, he talks about his father and the 2 things that his father taught him. First one was that John should not try to be better than someone else. And the second one was always try to be the best that you can be. And he put those two things together to develop his own definition of success, which was success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best. I think often today we get caught up in comparisons to what the person next to me is doing, taking a look on social media and seeing what everyone else is doing. Comparisons in terms of in grades and performance, we get caught up in that. And his point was, we have to take a second in terms of self-satisfaction and really focusing on that we did our best in that particular moment. We know all of you did your best to get here. All of you should take time tonight to really focus on that self-satisfaction. Enjoy the moment. Every student in this auditorium has demonstrated success and gained the respect of your peers and your faculty and the staff here at Wantagh High School. Take a moment tonight for some self-satisfaction. Enjoy this transition to excellence, right? Catching excellence that was focused on in that quote earlier. You made others around you better, and our overall school climate and community has been improved because of your presence. So for that, I thank all of you. I'd also like to thank and congratulate our parents. I'm sure the path that was created for your child to enter the National Honor Society tonight was filled with your encouragement, your understanding, your caring, and a heck of a lot of patience along the way. We thank you for your continued support of our academic and extracurricular programs, and most importantly, for sharing your children with our school community. You have so much to be proud of tonight. I once again offer my congratulations to our inductees, and I look forward to hearing about all you accomplish in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pappas and Mr. McNamara. Please welcome Board of Education President, Ms. Tara Cassidy.
Good evening. It is a true privilege to stand before you tonight as President of the Board of Education to celebrate this remarkable achievement. Tonight, we recognize and welcome a new class of students into the National Honor Society. This is more than just an induction. It is a recognition of your dedication, hard work, and commitment to excellence. The National Honor Society stands on 4 pillars: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. You have all demonstrated excellence in scholarship. You would not be here this evening if that were not the case. In addition to your academic success, you have shown a willingness to give back to your school and your community. You have volunteered your time, your talents, and your energy to make a difference in the lives of others. You have all demonstrated leadership in your own ways, whether it's through organizing events, mentoring young students, or simply standing up for what is right. In the end, character is what defines us. It is the foundation upon which we build our lives and our relationships. And that brings us to the theme of tonight's ceremony. A quote from Vince Lombardi: "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence." Think about that just for a moment. Perfection, in its purest form, may always remain just out of reach. There will always be challenges, setbacks, and imperfections along the way. But Lombardi's wisdom lies in understanding that the pursuit of perfection, the relentless striving for improvement, is what ultimately leads us to excellence. As National Honor Society inductees, you are now role models for your peers, your school, and your community. Embrace this responsibility and use your talents and your abilities to make a positive impact on the world. To the parents, family members, and educators who have supported these students along the way, thank you. Your guidance, encouragement, and love have been instrumental in their success. And finally, to our new National Honor Society members, congratulations. I commend you, and I have every confidence in your abilities to catch excellence. Welcome to the National Honor Society. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cassidy. At this time, I'm pleased to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening, mathematics educator and Mathletes advisor, Ms. Mary Coons. Ms. Coons was selected to speak by the Executive Board as a result of her influence on the students and her true embodiment of this evening's theme.
Good evening, Wantagh family. I would like to first thank the National Honor Society Board for giving me this honor and opportunity to speak to you tonight. It is no surprise for me to see the extraordinary students that are holding these leadership positions in one of the most prestigious extracurricular student organizations in our country. They truly exemplify the pillars of the National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Tonight we will be inducting 67 outstanding students, most of which I have had personally the joy to teach. I do feel a strong connection to this group. When you came in as freshmen, I had 4 years until my impending retirement. Next year, we graduate together as the class of 2026. I also know that I will have many of you in my AP class next year, which truly puts a smile on my face. We will come full circle together. As you were applying for admission to the NHS, you had to demonstrate that you are worthy of membership. Not only are you admitted by your strong academic performance, but by what you've done outside the classroom. Because I'm the Mathletes advisor, and in past years I have advised the Key Club, students approach me so that I can attest to their membership. I have never failed to be astonished by the many other activities you are all involved in while also achieving such strong grades. It is totally a testament to you, but also to your families, who have built the foundation and provided you with the means to be so accomplished at such a young age. Many of you may not tell your parents how grateful you are for their support, but I'm telling you, the parents, I can tell you your children regularly praise you and express gratitude for their lives. I know that might come as a surprise to you, but I do hear it every day in the classroom, in homeroom, just listening to the kids. I get to hear what you want to hear. The Executive Board chose a quote by Vince Lombardi for us to reflect upon. I have to say that I was happy to get a quote from a sports figure. Although I was no great athlete, I always got the sportsmanship award, so that tells you where I was on the team. I was the best cheerleader. I did grow up in a house that revolved around sports. My dad coached every sport in my grammar school, and as the mother of 3 sons, I have spent a considerable amount of time on the sports field. In the classroom, I often like to use sports analogies to motivate my students. Although I knew that Vince Lombardi coached the Green Bay Packers, I was not really as familiar with him as apparently Dr. Gazone was, and you are, Mr. McNamara, but I did do some research. Okay. In my research, I found that he served as the head football coach and general manager for the Green Bay Packers from 1959 to 1967. He never had a losing season and led the Green Bay Packers to 5 NFL championships and 2 Super Bowl championships, exactly the first 2 Super Bowls. And as a New York Jets fan, it is very hard for me to comprehend such incredible feats. He is quoted as saying, which you've heard numerous times tonight, perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. He made this statement during his opening speech during training camp to the Green Bay Packers in 1959. I really believe that this quote is so appropriate for the students in front of me. The first part of this quote states that perfection is not attainable. That message is so important for all of you to hear. I know how much pressure some of you put on yourselves. It is more than okay to make mistakes. Every test grade is not going to be 100. Every sporting event is not going to be a W in the win column. Artistic performances may have a misstep in a dance or a missed note in a musical performance. And during a presentation, a word may be mispronounced. Making mistakes is how we learn and grow. I teach some of the most challenging courses in the building. Geometry, which I didn't realize was so challenging, but apparently is very challenging, and calculus. To be quite honest, my job would be quite boring if everyone did everything perfectly all the time. When students stumble and seek me out before or after school is when I really get to know you. I get the opportunity to learn things about you that have nothing to do with math. At the same time, you learn something more powerful than math. You discover how to overcome your challenges without falling apart. It will not be the mistakes that define you, but how you handle them. What truly struck me in this quote was catching excellence. I view catching excellence not just as a goal, but an experience. You are all here tonight because of the collective experiences that push you to do your best. It is not about achieving the perfect end product. It is about the little things you do along the way to reach your goals. The enduring friendships you have made while serving as leaders of clubs and sports teams. The exhilaration of serving others less fortunate than yourselves. The sense of accomplishment of putting forth your best effort and remaining true to yourself. When Vince Lombardi made that speech that included this quote, it was his first season with the Green Bay Packers. At the end of the season, they were not the national champions, but they had their first winning season in 10 years. Yes, the goal was to win the national championship, but I am willing to bet that what those players learned on and off the field about themselves that season attributed to their future victories. In the not-so-distant future, you will have new goals ahead of you: winning a county championship, scoring a 5 on the AP exam, being elected in a leadership role of a club, giving a knockout performance in a school production, getting into the top college of your choice, and the list will go on and on. You may fall short of some of these goals despite your very best efforts. However, you should cherish the experiences along the way that you had to attempt in your attempts for perfection. It is these character-building experiences that will launch you to your future triumphs. In front of the classroom, I have a sign above my smartboard that reads, the future of the world is in this room today. I can say that this evening. The future of the world is in the auditorium tonight. And because of that, I easily rest my head on my pillow, knowing that the future is in good hands. Congratulations on your future induction into the National Honor Society to you and your families.
Thank you very much, Ms. Coons. At this time, the Wantagh High School String Chamber Ensemble, led by Ms. Della Monica, will perform Air from the Water Music by J.F. Handel.
Thank you to the String Chamber Ensemble. We will now begin the candle lighting ceremony. The lighted candle represents the eternal light of knowledge. All other candles will be lit from this candle of knowledge. I would now like to introduce National Honor Society trustee Skylar Mondelli.
Knowledge is one great element in life which can lead to the highest success. It can be acquired through focused diligence and unwavering effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light which illuminates the future.
Members of the National Honor Society Executive Board will now light candles signifying the 4 principles of the National Honor Society: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Please welcome National Honor Society Executive Board members Alyssa Alexander, Mia Cheng, Haley O'Brien, and Adi Pasricha.
Scholarship. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for education ends only with life. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Service. Service can be described in many various ways. In the routine of the day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Leadership. Leaders should exert a wholesome influence on the school. By taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and to aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power or resources may exist in the country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a substantive charge to each of our members and to the candidates.
Character. Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each one individuality. It is that without which no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character which guides one through life and when once developed grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others to be rather than to be seen. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
I would now like to welcome Vice Presidents Juliana Zampelis and Brianna Enriquez to lead the new members in the National Honor Society Induction Pledge.
Inductees, please rise. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and by deed, to make its ideals, the ideals of my school and of my life.
I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character.
Congratulations to all of the new National Honor Society members. They deserve a round of applause. Members, please be seated.
We would now like to invite members of our executive board to the podium to call the newly inducted students to the stage to receive their National Honor Society certificates. Please welcome Ashley Fox, Evelyn Caputo, Morgan Masterson, Alexandra Gall, and Skylar Mondelli.
We will be calling each row of our newly inducted members to receive their certificates. Please hold your applause until all the members have been called. Will the first row please rise?
Riley Adams. Madison Allen. Tanisha Athwal. Emily Brower. Emily Carr. Ethan Chen. Madeline Chiappetta. Nicholas Chiramella. Caitlin Clark. Paige Cronin. Jacob D'Amico. Matthew D'Amico. Anya Dennis. James DeSerbo. Danielle Donahue.
Ella Doyle. Rosemaria Leto. Sam Evans. Francesco Falco. Pasquale Falco. Eileen Felice. Liam Fields. Rose Furabello. Ian Frazier. Madeline Giglio Bianco. Frank Giovanniello. Madeline Gonzalez. Anthony Grassi. Jake Harkin.
Joshua Henriquez. Kevin Hines. Caitlin Johnson. Michaela Jung. Juliana Lenardi. Joseph Marion. Reese McCarthy. Paul McHale. Ethan May. Ryan May. Sarah Minogue, Ethan Moskowitz, Kira O'Brien, Brendan O'Callahan.
Emma Palmisano, Hera Papayas, Luke Perfetti, Ali Reisert, Kirsten Rizzo, Madison Rodriguez, Mia Santucci, Madison Russo, Mia Santucci, Isabella Scar Banchita, Kelly Skelton, Madison Spar, Faith Stallone, Gianluca Sorniello, Ryan Tulo, Shannon Udell, Lana Lee,
Leah Vagnone, Nicholas Verone, Brady Wolkin, and Sophia Zanilotti.
Please join us in congratulating the newly inducted members of the National Honor Society with a much-deserved round of applause.
And now I would like to welcome back the Wantagh High School String Chamber Ensemble, who will be performing Boree from the Water Music by J.F. Hindell. Thank you, Chamber Ensemble. I would like to introduce Mr. Pappas, Dr. Woodman, and Ms. Sehos, who will now recognize the National Honor Society Executive Board members.
Thank All right, good evening. At this time, we would like to take a few minutes to recognize the individuals on the executive board of the Wantagh High School school chapter of the National Honor Society who are responsible for this evening's ceremony. We will be presenting each executive officer with a gold hood which bears the National Honor Society lapel pin. Each pin is specifically designed to symbolize the office held by each board member of the organization. First up, we will have the trustees. Alyssa Alexander. Mia Chang. Skylar Mondelli. Haley O'Brien. And Adi Pazrika. The technical liaison, Isabella Kugal. Public Relations, Morgan Masterson. Corresponding Secretary, Alexandra Gall. Recording Secretary, Evelyn Caputo. Treasurer, Ashley Fox. Our co-vice presidents, Brianna Henriquez and Juliana Sempelis. And our co-presidents, Francesco Pellicoro and Emma Colaco. And now I'd like to welcome back our co-presidents, Francesco Pellicoro and Emma Colaco, for their closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. It is with great pleasure to welcome you to this prestigious chapter of the National Honor Society. First off, I would like to congratulate this year's inductees on this incredible accomplishment that highlights their evident scholarship, leadership, character, and service. You're here because you deserve to be. As you've heard, our theme for tonight's ceremony stems from the words of Vince Lombardi. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. We often hyperfixate on being perfect, but ironically, the development of human existence is based on imperfection. However, it is the skill of acknowledging it and striving for perfection that leads to improvement. We desire the quality of satisfaction and self-betterment and success, but the best way of accomplishing these feelings is by striving for perfection. Innovation flourishes, advancement occurs, and enrichment prospers when perfecting imperfections drive society. Whether you know it or not, each one of these inductees has strived for perfection in one way or another, whether it be to perfectly serve the community, maintain a high grade point average with a rigorous course load, or perfectly embody good character. It is the very essence of aiming for flawlessness and pushing for the highest standard that gave each of the inductees a seat here tonight. Believe me, I understand that we can get lost in the why we strive for academic excellence. Orchestrating the perfect 20-minute AP capstone presentation, memorizing the identity properties of sine and cosine, or understanding the process of glycolysis seems worthless. However, it isn't about if you know it. It is about if you were able and capable of learning it. Assignments and exams are all measures of your responsibility, whether you are capable of concentrating your time into learning something new, your organization, your time management, and problem solving. It is a process of working hard and stretching the brain. It isn't about if you were able to perfectly accomplish each of these assignments, but about the intention of perfectly doing so. This quote not only reflects the past doings that qualify you to be a part of this society, but also something that you should bring with you into your future. As you all finish your junior year, arguably the most important and equally stressful year of high school, as it is the last chance to stand out to colleges, keep Mr. Lombardi's words in mind. Whether it be your role as captain of a varsity sports team, learning a new skill on an instrument, or improving in a specific class, find whatever it is that is imperfect and push for the best. Perseverance through these moments is what truly defines your character. Next year comes college applications, which I found to be one of the most reflective moments in my life. Striving to write the perfect essay along with the tedious supplementals unique to each university brought an unfathomable stress that I did not expect. But it forced me to reflect on what I found the most meaning in. I ask you to take a moment and appreciate your peers and especially your parents. I even suggest thanking them for their support. After you graduate, you are on your own in a completely different world. You will meet new people with different stories. You will see life through a different perspective. You will learn to voice your own opinion and what you think is right. No matter what struggle comes your way or how difficult a professor is, this notion still holds true in that working towards perfection will be rewarding. Now that you have learned and exemplified the skill of striving for excellence, use it in every moment going forward. Within each of your passions that you will pursue in college, pushing for perfection will not only attract success, but spark flourishing connections with like-minded people. I don't know if you've noticed, but all of you are like-minded, and it is your attitude towards academics and extracurriculars that unites this society. Perfecting is growing. Understanding your weaknesses and then assessing them is part of the path you have to take to reach greatness. Overall, striving for perfection is really just trying your best. There's nothing more, and I ask you to do no less. Once again, I would like to congratulate all of you on this incredible achievement, while also welcoming you to a new beginning. Thank you.
Good evening, esteemed guests, family, faculty, and inductees. I am so impressed with all the dedicated students in this room who embody the traits of scholarship, leadership, character, and service of the National Honor Society. It is quite the accomplishment to become so involved in your community that you're recognized for your strides, and you should all be immensely proud of yourselves. This year, we have chosen to highlight the words of Vince Lombardi, who expressed that perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. It's quite the paradox that we'll never achieve perfection, and yet every day we try and we strive for that same perfection we know we'll never reach. This concept of not settling for mediocrity and instead working to the life that we want to lead is inspirational and is what many of you have done to end up in this room today. In striving for that life we want, we end up exactly where we're meant to be, something I am sure that all of you have begun to hear from your relatives and teachers and counselors as senior college applications approach. But to embrace that you will incur challenges in the next few months and strive for that perfect personal statement is beautiful. To know that you have a life ahead of you to look forward to and continue to defy your circumstances in the pursuit of success and happiness, no matter how it may look to you. To know that you've seen firsthand that hard work does truly pay off as you each walk this stage tonight. I'm so proud of each of you for striving to be leaders, volunteers, active participants in not only society, but in your own individual lives. Tonight, take that deep breath that you truly haven't taken since freshman year. Since the moment you walked into this building, you have worked yourselves to the bone in writing 30-page outlines and going to sports practices and advocating to become board members of your clubs. This moment is a culmination of your excellency that will usher you into a new era of your life. Breathe in the celebration and the success of yourselves, and exhale and let go of your fear of just missing out on perfection, of rejection from colleges, of life struggles, to breathe this moment that you have made for yourselves. Know that your individual strengths have gotten you this far, and you've got so much more to do and to see. Exactly a year before this, I managed to write a 600-word scientific essay in the 2 hours before being inducted. And I'm not exaggerating when I say I was still wondering if I used the right citation style sitting where you all are sitting today. It was that junior year grind, and now existing on the other side of it, I say to you all that you're almost there and nowhere near it. But that's the beauty of education and of the pursuit of knowledge. There's always more to do, to learn. It can feel like we're constantly chasing perfection, a never-ending journey of outlines and essays, some tangible number signifying perfection, that A+, 100%. It's not always possible. We're human beings who will continue to make mistakes. The fact that you're sitting here means that you've made 10 times the mistakes as the average person, but it also means you've tried 10 times as hard and manifested your own success 10 times more. So have faith in yourself, that everything you have done and continue to pursue is a reflection of how strong you are. Keep striving for yourself, supporting your ambitions, and realizing that the perfect life may not be achieved, but your imperfect and beautifully human excellence and journey is right around the corner. Live in the present moment and strive for perfection every step of the way, and don't forget to honor your accomplishments, whether it's overcoming a personal grievance or simply pressing submit on last night's A-push assignment. Congratulations to all the inductees tonight and to their support systems as well, who have been there every step of the way. I'd also like to thank Ms. Seahos, who is one of the best teachers I've ever met and has put together this wonderful ceremony. Can we give her a round of applause, please? To the inductees, keep striving for perfection. You deserve this moment completely, and your bright future of excellence is just up ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesco and Emma. The National Honor Society Executive Board would once again like to congratulate tonight's inductees on their achievements. And thank you to all the students and supportive families and friends for joining us this evening.
We invite you to join us for refreshments provided by the 612 Association and the senior members in the National Honor Society in the main lobby immediately following the recessional. Inductees, please rise for the recessional.